every morning, at 7:20 usually. This is the general majority that I heard. 7:20, you heat up your mate, water. Always. Hands down. At 5 o'clock too. 7:20 and 5 o'clock. Kind of around those times, they're usually preparing their mates. And this is the sacred ordinance. Just kidding. It kind of feels that way. But they have like their little mate cup with their sherba inside of it, and then they put water inside of it to start, and then they mix it up with their little bombicha, like that kind of, and then they pour hot water into it and they drink it, and it's like this like herbal tea type stuff, but not really, and it smells really weird, but lots of people like it. A lot of like the majority of Uruguayos, if you don't drink it, you're not really Uruguayo. It's a very cultural thing. And sharing it naturally, like let's say that we're a family of 7, all of you are going to share one of the bombicha. You don't ever change out the bombicha. And that makes for a little bit of like a missionaries. You want some? And you're like, how many mouths have touched that? You're not allowed to drink mate in Uruguay, a Montevideo mission. I don't know in the other mission, but in Este, you're not supposed to. And, so you get offered it and you're like, oh, I'm great, thanks. And you have to really tell them no, or else they're going to keep trying. Like, just like if you get a plate of food, don't say like, oh, más o menos, like I'm a little bit hungry. Don't ever say that. If you're not hungry, say it. They'd rather have you be blunt than to try to like not finish your food. And like they might get offended, like say it nicely, like, no, estoy bien, gracias. Like, but say it with a smile and say it, like, show them that you loved it. But if you don't want food, don't say más o menos, or, like don't give them a look like, I'm not trying to offend you. Don't. Like, that's something I love about their culture, is like, don't be like, like, I don't, no, not really, but I'm just saying that, don't. Like, say, no, gracias. Straight up, like, thanks. Nothing more. And it usually works. If they're just like, no, but you need it, and you're just like, I tried. So then you eat more. But that's another thing. Be very direct with them. Even about baptism, about in your lessons. The more direct you are, the more that they're usually supposed to get it. And they're really great about it. They don't get offended, because if we could translate Uruguayos into English, they'd be like, you will do this. Life is good. You have to be happy. Like, they're super strict people. They're super laid back though in their culture, but when they start talking to you, it's like, you're like, whoa, how does this mix even work? It just works. I don't know. They're Uruguayos. Another cultural thing is they always drink milk at 5 o'clock too. It's milk hour. And dinner is always in the Uruguayan. As missionaries, you don't eat dinner. That's another thing. You eat a big lunch and then you never eat dinner. You can eat a snack, bring it in your bag. I definitely highly suggest that, or else you're going to get faint. I did a few times. But they don't eat dinner until 8, 9 o'clock at night. So when you're making your visits, usually around that time, they're going to start preparing for dinner. And we're not talking like let's eat light because it's 9 o'clock at night and I don't have any time to burn this off. No, they eat like a ton of food. Asados and like another big plate of pasta, and you're like, how do you do it? Then they wake up late, usually around 10, and then they do it all over again. Sometimes they wake up early to drink their mate and then go back to sleep. Oh, and then there's siesta. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot siesta. Because as missionaries, you don't ever get siesta. You never get to sleep right after lunch. But after they eat that big meal, they sleep till like 5. So from like 2 to 5, they're dead. Especially in the summertime. You're going to be walking around and you're going to be like, I can convert dogs. Like, that's what's really out there. Every family usually has 3 to 7 dogs. And they're big. And they're mutts. Awful dogs. That's okay. They don't bug you because they don't bug them. Point taken, Like, that's how they are. So you're walking around. Nobody's out until like 5:30. You're out in the blazing heat and you've already done your studies for the morning. What are you going to do? Well, you can go to places where you know that there are going to be people. We sometimes would go to grocery stores and like buy meat that we needed for the next day, sandwiches or something. Like you go to places where you know that there's going to be people, especially like think grocery store. Everyone's sleeping except the grocery store people. They have no one they need to help. Who can talk to you? They can. You have little grandmas who are sitting out in the time, like the little squares, the little plazas, and they're just out there, you know, feeding the birds or like going crazy. I don't know, like anything under the sun they're possibly doing, and they're always available to talk to. Schedule appointments. Hands down, that is number one. Definitely number one. The day before, think ahead. Don't say, oh yeah, 5 o'clock. You're going to die. You're going to go through all your planes de respaldos, which is your plan B, so fast. And you're going to be like, what am I going to do with myself? Okay, set schedules. Do 2 appointments at like the 2 o'clock hour, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. 5 o'clock, people are going to start coming out, so you're not going to need as much. Start going to more public places at 5 because everyone's going to start saying, I'm hungry, I need to start getting stuff for dinner. And the Uruguayan culture, you go to almacenes where you buy the food for every meal. For breakfast, you go to the almacen, you get your bizcochos, you come back, you drink your mate. Okay, then you sleep a little bit, or you get things done, you get ready for lunch. That 10 to 12 block, moms are making their yummy anything food, like they cook everything. And then after lunch they sleep. Then they have to go to the almacen again to get all their food for that night's meal. So they're always running back and forth to what they call almacens. They're like little stores. And so that's definitely something cultural. And that's when you catch a lot of people when they start coming out of their houses at 5. But schedule appointments at 2 to 3 because not every Uruguayo will take the siesta, the napping time. But some of them will. So that's definitely something I suggest. Yeah, Christmas. Not like it is here at all. Your president might give you time to go out a little bit later. But Christmas is like New Year's Eve here. They set off fireworks. The entire country. And I think that they've even done photos from the sky. I don't know. But like Montevideo goes nuts. The entire city, like all the skyscrapers, everything has fireworks. In my little town that I was in, the whole town. We got up on our roof. Don't tell my president. But we got up on the roof and we saw all around us fireworks just going off. People love it. But for Christmas, like that's it. Like you stay up until like 12 o'clock. Then the lights go off. It's Christmas, the 25th of December. Remember, it's blazing hot down there. That's the peak of their summer. It's not like it is here, like cold. Like, we're on a different hemisphere. So you're out there, it's blazing hot. The humidity has just risen just a little bit, so you feel nice and cool at 12 o'clock at night, happily. And then the fireworks go off and you're like, it's Christmas. And then in the morning, usually don't have very many gifts, like 2, 3, most. They just love the food. I think that's really what they celebrate, the food. There's parties upon parties and they all have the same food. That's what's crazy about Uruguay too, is that they have generic food for the restaurants. If you have restaurants in your area, they're usually going to serve the same things. If you go to a party, it's always the same type of sandwiches, always the same type of bizcochos, which are like little croissants made with like stuffed with like chocolate sometimes, or dulce de leche. Another thing, people are very prideful about their dulce de leche, so don't make fun of their type of dulce de leche. If you like another type, don't say that. Say, I love your dulce de leche, thank you very much. That's another thing. And never put down Artigas, ever. If you think George Washington is better, he is, but don't say that. Ever. They always say, he's like your guys' George Washington. And they say it with such pride. Even though that man went and freed like 5 other countries that are suffering just as badly as Uruguay. But hey, don't put down the guy. They also think that he's buried in Uruguay, which I don't know how we got that honor, but we did. So we have this just gigantic statue of Artigas. They honor him. Don't make fun of him. You will die. I've seen it happen. You won't make it out of lunch alive. So talk positively about Artigas. Always. No matter what you've heard about him, no matter what you've read, speak positively about Artigas. It'll get you out of a lot of trouble. Oh, 2 other things. One other thing. There's the nation is divided by 2 football stars, like football teams. Peñarol and Nacional. I'm Peñarol, but that's just because I did a lot of different things. I know what I want. I know what I want to just, like, don't just come into the mission saying that you're straight up Nacional or Peñarol. Because then people are just going to be like, well, you just chose it for this. And then they won't actually respect your decision. It's good to gain your understanding of those football teams and then make your decision. And then you can start buying the little like trinkets and things. And people will love you when you start wearing Penarol like colors. I had this one gigantic like scarf that was all Penarol, and they like loved me in one area. And then when I could not wear it in like a national concentrated area, they would kill me. But not kill me, they would just be like, are you Penarol? And then get in your face, and you'd be like, I don't know, just take it off, like, I'm just a missionary. But yeah, that's another thing. They're very, very prideful about football. I was down there when the World Cup was there. Nuts. Completely nuts. Nobody's out. Nobody. So like, I'm walking.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm walking through the grocery store, and I might be broad-shouldered or something, I don't know. But there's dulce de leche on one side, stretching into infinity. Like, I swear, there's like over 100 different types of dulce de leche. And then you got the mate on the other side. And you're like, I'm definitely in Uruguay. And in the World Cup, they somehow fit this like TV, and the wires, like, it's just hanging out. Like, there's nothing covering the wires either. You could trip on them and unplug the TV and everyone would hate you. But they somehow fit this little TV inside the grocery store so you don't miss a thing about what's going on in the World Cup. That was nuts. I was just like, guys, do you have lives? No, this is their life. Football is their life. Mate. Oh, any chance they get to say, I don't need to work today because I need to drink my mate and watch football? Take it. They are so there. And so World Cup was like a huge excuse for the whole country to shut down. Like, we had less bus systems. We had less, like, yeah, way less investigators who were interested. They're like, well, if you're not interested in football, I'm not interested in your message. So we had to be interested in football. I know the major players of the Uruguayan team. I have them memorized. I know who made the goals. I know who made the only goals that Uruguay would have won. Like, just get into it, but don't get into it. Like, you have to know, but don't let it be your focus. Learn how to bring things back. Learn how to, like, don't say like, oh, but this guy's like a bad player. Don't ever say that, even though he may be. So, just saying. Yeah. In general, that is definitely Uruguay. They're kind of crazy, but awesome. They're great people. Always fun. Always, like, they always kiss you on this cheek. So they bend in and kiss you. And if you see someone, like, this is the American culture, guys. We see someone like, hey, maybe we raise our hand. Maybe we're like, like, maybe we're saying just weird things, or we see them way across the way. Uruguay, if you see them, you have to go to them. They'll come towards you too. You'll meet halfway, maybe, if the person still likes you, right? So just FYI, if you see someone, even if it's not in your nature, go towards them. It shows that you love them. In the Uruguayan culture, you enter a room, you have to kiss everyone, not the guys if you're a girl, and the guys can't even kiss at all, like the elders, no. But you have to go shake everyone's hand. You have to. It's cultural. So let's say that you're in a group of friends. Americans, we love this. Human nature, we love this. We enter a group, we want to feel accepted. Uruguay, you have to kiss every single person in the group. Even if you came to just talk to that one person, and you just came to say, like, quick line, you have to. Like, they will look at you and they'll wait. And the person won't actually start talking to you until you do it. And then you come back and you can talk to them. They'll look at you like, why aren't you doing it? Like, you're being rude. So that's another thing. I was not totally oblivious. When you see someone, you got to walk to them and base to them and say, I hope you're doing great, and you can go back to what you were doing. If you come into a house and they have 7 kids or 2 kids or however many kids, they will come out of the seams. Like, they'll just pop out of anywhere. Like, they'll come out of the bedrooms, or they come out of the bathroom, or they come out of the basement, or somewhere, wherever they are, and they have to come kiss you, and then they'll go back to what they're doing. It's so weird. But when I came home, I was like, why isn't anyone, like, paying attention to me? They're so rude. But before, I was thinking, man, it's like, they're coming out of everywhere, and they're seeing me, and they're coming to me, and then I'm just like, I don't know what to do. And then you base with them, and they're like, oh. And then they leave. Like, well, that was easy. They start gaining on you. But then when I got home, I was like, I should go say hi to that person. Oh, I know that person. I gotta go to them. And it's like in the grocery store, I'm booking it across to go say hi to, like, my old Relief Society president. And then she's like, well, it's good to see you too, Caitlin. Like, glad you're back. Like, it's so awkward. going to base with someone and they just like awkwardly hug you and you're like, yeah, that was fun. Yeah. So that's culture.